This is a cautionary tale that's so important, and I admire your courage in being here so we can talk about this and you can share it. What's the hardest thing about this for you?
Just life after Lily. It's just, as a mother, you're supposed to protect your children, and I failed because my daughter's buried.
You cannot blame yourself for something you have a cognitive inability to perceive or conceptualize. And I just hope you'll think about that. As you've deconstructed this after the fact, why do you think she did this to your daughter?
Lily never wanted to go there, and Lily hated her. And I believe that she killed her because she was just sick of taking care of a child that wasn't hers, and she was jealous of the relationship we had.
Well, Lauren says that she documented and took photos of Lily's abuse, and she came home with a scratch on her face, right? And it was nothing horrific, but a scratch on her face, and the excuse was about the dog, right?
The dog had jumped on her.
Okay. And then a cigarette burn on her neck.
Yes.
And how did they explain that? How was that explained?
They said that they were doing yard work, and there was a bonfire going, and Lily walked by the fire, and a spark popped up and got in her hood of her sweatshirt and burned her neck.
Right.
That was the first mark. There was no priors to that, so.
Right. And what did you think about that at the time?
I thought that the way that it looked and the fact that they smoked a lot constantly, it was in the back of my head, but like, I just couldn't imagine somebody burning somebody else with a cigarette.
But you see my point? Your mind couldn't go there. You couldn't put that on your list because it's just so foreign to your thinking. Now, 2 months before she was murdered, there was a black eye. And the excuse was slipping in the kitchen.
In the bathroom, Renee was mopping the floor, and she called me hysterically crying, saying Lily had fallen and hit in her eye on the corner of something.
That she fell and hit like the edge of something.
Mm-hmm.
And then she had a second black eye, right?
Yes, she did.
And what was the excuse here?
I picked her up from her grandparents because they were the ones we usually met, and I said, what happened this time? And they said Renee's hip gave out, and she fell on Lily in the Sprint store.